What's up guys, this is YA and today I'm going to show you how to color grade your pictures in Photoshop. Well, we can use this same technique to create LUTs and you can use those LUTs to color grade your videos as well. So let's see the before. So this is the before and this is the after. Pretty cinematic, right? Okay, let's see the another example. So this is a pretty difficult image to color grade because there are lots of reflections and lots of different colors happening in here. But still, this is the after and this was the before. So nice mood going on here. Okay, let's see another example. And okay, this is a pretty simple and basic image. So this is what it looks like before the color grading, pretty flat, and this is what it looks after the color grading. So it has a nice pop of colors and overall this looks pretty decent. Okay, going to another example. So this is a lot cinematic color grade kind of thing because it has like the oranges and teals, yellows and blues overall. So this is what it looks like before the color grade, pretty flat, and this is what it looks after the color grade. Okay, and this is a pretty simple image. We can call it food photography, I guess, or I don't know, whatever we call it. Okay, so this is what it looks before the color grade and this is what it looks after the color grade. So I have basically gone with the theme of like Instagram theme of dual toning, like the pinks and yellows. Okay, it looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to color grade. Okay, one more example. So this was before and this is the after. Pretty good, right? Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to create this amazing color grading effect. Okay, so let's disable this for a second and I'm gonna create a selective color adjustment and I'm gonna go to black channels. Okay, so we're gonna just increase it a touch. Looks good. So right now we are only affecting the black color in the image, so we're gonna just add some cyan to it and a little bit of magenta, a lot of yellows. Cool. Now we go to the whites and decrease the blacks a bit. Yep, I'm gonna give it a blue tone. So the opposite of yellow is blue, so if we go in a negative value of blue, in negative value of yellow, we're gonna add blues to the image. So let's see. Okay, that looks decent. Cool. Now we go to the neutrals and we're gonna just increase the blacks a bit. See, give it a nice bluish tone and just increase it a bit. Looks good. Okay, so while we are color grading, we need to look at the colors present in the subject or majority of the colors that the subject has. So here the subject is obviously the telephone right here or whatever that thing is. So there are blues, yellows, reds and a little bit of green as well. So we're gonna go to, first of all, we're gonna go to blues and we're gonna just let it pop a bit. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the yellows. Like so. Okay, now we're gonna go to the reds. I'm gonna zoom in so that you can see it. Okay. Red channel. And just see if I opposite of black is white, so if I just decrease the blacks, it's making the reds appear a bit white. So just increase the reds there, give it some cyan so that it makes it appear darker. Okay, cool. So before, after, pretty great difference, right? So one more thing we're gonna add here is we're gonna add some fade to this. So for that I'm gonna create a curves adjustment layer, then go to reds, just increase it a touch like so. Go to the greens, increase touch, go to blues, something like that. Cool. I'm gonna decrease the opacity right there. Okay, so we're gonna now create the fade effect, the curve RGB, and we're gonna just increase it and bring it down like so. Yep. Okay, this is obviously too much. We can't see the subject, that is the telephone. So we're gonna decrease the fill amount really high, and we're gonna decrease the opacity really low. Sorry, the fill amount should be low and opacity as well. Okay, that's really good. Before. Oh, let's see the complete before and after. This is the before and this is the after. Cool. So let's jump into the another image, and we're gonna just color grade this one. Okay, this is pretty simple. I'm gonna just go to the blacks, just increase it a bit, use yellows and blues. Okay, okay, I think I should try something different rather than the example I just show you. So okay, let's see. Increase yellows. Neutrals and a bit like so. Okay, that's looking great. The yellows and just make it darker. Go to the red, make it a little bit less dark. Okay, so that's looking great. Okay, let's jump into another example right there, and this is something different we're gonna do. So I'm gonna just create selective color. Okay, I'm gonna just increase the blacks and increase yellows, give it a little bit of magenta and cyan as well. Okay, I'm gonna go to the whites and just increase the blacks so that we don't have too much shiny glare right there. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, that's looking great. Cool, so we're gonna just increase the blues a bit and the magentas a bit. Cool. Okay, that's it. So that's looking good. Okay, So I'm gonna just make a hue and saturation layer, change this to colorize, increase the fade effect, increase the saturation, and I'm gonna just saturate it up. Nice, this kind of tone. Okay, I'm gonna make it soft light, see the effect, decrease the opacity and the fill amount. Yep. So this is what the image looks before, and this is what it looks after. Pretty decent color grading, right? Okay, so I'm gonna just go to another example right there. Okay, this example. So in this example, we need to look after the skin tone also, because if we just change the greens and yellows, that will also affect the skin texture of the subject. So I'm gonna create a okay, first of all I'm gonna show you. So there are lots of things like 2 selective adjustments, 2 curves, and 1 photo filter effect. So I'm gonna create a selective color adjustment, go to the black channels, and I'm gonna just decrease it. Look, this is necessary if you are working with a portrait photograph, because if I just increase the blacks, it will create some pretty harsh effects. So I'm gonna just decrease it, then I want to create another selective color and I want to increase it so it's not creating that much of harsh effects. Look, okay, so now I'm gonna add some cyan to this, magenta, decrease the yellows a bit. Yep, that looks good. Go to neutrals and just play around with the colors. Okay, that's good. Cool. So just like so. Okay, I'm gonna create a curve adjustment there, and I'm gonna just make a nice S curve and change it to luminosity first, and I'm gonna just decrease the filament like so. Okay, I'm gonna create another curve adjustment layer, select this, and I'm gonna just bring it down a bit, change it to luminosity. Okay, that is looking good. Cool. And it has a lot of blues, so I think this would work. Yep. So this is the before, this is the after. It looks pretty good, right? Okay, let's jump into another example. Okay, so I'm gonna just create a selective color, go to the blacks and just decrease it a bit so we get this nice fade. Now we now add color to this fade, so I'm gonna just add red to this. It matches the tones, so a little bit of magenta and a little bit of yellow, so that we can. Okay, let's add blue a bit. Okay, we're gonna go to neutrals and I'm gonna just increase the blacks there and blue. Okay, that's looking good. And then go to the whites, make some slight adjustments. Okay, so that's looking good. Okay, we're gonna create a, let's see, okay, we're gonna create a curves adjustment layer and just match the tones right there, give some contrast to the image. Looks good. Okay, I'm gonna create another curves adjustment layer and I'm just going to like so, and I want to decrease the fill amount really high. Okay, that's good. Okay, cool. So this is the before and this is the after. Looks good, like an Instagram filter look. Okay, we're gonna go to the next example, and this is Very cool. So we're gonna create a selective color, and we're gonna choose the blacks. We're gonna increase the blacks, of course. After increasing the blacks, we're gonna add some cyan to it and a little bit of magenta and some blues. Okay, I'm gonna go to the neutrals and I'm gonna just brighten the image up by decreasing the blacks. I'm gonna add some yellows. Okay, add some magenta and cyan. Cool. Go to the whites and I'm gonna decrease the blacks all the way to -100, and I'm gonna increase the yellows, increase the magenta, and decrease the cyan, so that we get this reddish texture right there. Okay, so we're gonna go to blues and we're gonna just increase the blacks a bit and the cyan. We're gonna go to yellows. We're gonna decrease the blacks so that we have nice lights, and we're gonna increase yellows and decrease the cyan and increase the magenta so that we get this reddish or orangish texture. And then we're gonna do red and we're gonna decrease the black a bit, add some yellows and reds. So we're gonna decrease the magenta all the way till here, and we're gonna decrease the cyan all the way to here and add magenta to this. That looks pretty decent. Okay, we're gonna go to now cyans. Let's see. Okay, that looks good. So with just one layer we have created such a different look. So we're gonna create a levels adjustment layer, and I'm gonna just darken the image a bit and move this slider towards the left so that it brings some highlights, like so. I'm gonna just like so move this slider towards the right so that it gives a nice fade effect. Okay, so we're gonna create a say curves adjustment layer, and I'm just going to make the lights pop a bit. That looks good. Okay, and I'm gonna just add some fade effect right there and decrease the opacity and the fill amount to suit the look. That looks great. So this is the before and this is the after. So this was it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a future update. Also, if you learned something new today, press the like button, and if you have any feedback, please comment down below. So thanks, guys. See you in the next video.